Today on episode 12 of the Frick Frack podcast. Guys, trust me, I don't believe I can sing. I just put it in the sizzle for fun.
You got up in the morning, you didn't brush your hair. All you did was you said, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, I need gel and cocoa butter. That boy just whipped his hands through his hair. I was like, and went on out the door. I said, this boy is different. I said, the white life is different, man. I ain't lying, brother.
Hey everybody, it's your man, it's your internet best friend, Taylor Ransom.
Best friend? That's a little far.
That might be a little far. Can I at least be your internet acquaintance? Can we be buddies? Can we chill a little bit? Anyway, welcome back to the Frick Frack podcast. This is my podcast with my friend Johnathan, who's here. Johnathan Schaefer.
What's up, guys? Dope
guy. Y'all already know him probably. You've seen him probably in half of my videos that have actually done and performed well and look half decent. So today I'm honored, beyond honored, to have one of my favorite comedians on the show. His name's Timothy Shropshire. He goes by Tim. I don't know why I keep calling him Timothy. It's
you
Tim
call everyone
Shropshire.
by their full names. You always call me Johnathan Schaefer.
I can't.
It's never just John or Schaefer. It's Johnathan Schaefer. So it makes sense that you call him Timothy Shropshire.
I can't. I was homeschooled, guys. I had to properly pronounce everything. Y'all know how it is. Anyway, Tim is a stand-up comedian I've followed for a long time. Not only that, I mean, this guy's a boss. He just headlined 2 comedy clubs by himself. He has a huge following on social media. Chances are you've probably already seen one of his videos. Even if you don't remember him, you'll remember him in just a second.
Yep.
He recently, matter of fact, I saw him on social media recently. He was opening for Kev on Stage.
Yeah, that's huge.
That man is awesome. He's a boss in my book. Yeah. I look up to Kev on Stage so much. And he's currently touring with his God, Family, and Chicken Wings tour through June nationwide. I'm about to welcome to the podcast. I'm about to do that.
Yeah, this interview is one of the better ones. So stick around.
It's one of the better ones. Don't listen to the other one.
I'm not saying any of the other interviews are bad anyway. I'm just saying it's a really, there's a lot of good stuff in this interview. Tim is wise beyond his years. Mm-hmm. It's such good stuff.
He's such a great comedian. It's such a great guy. I see him as almost like a spiritual mentor in my life, as crazy as that sounds. I know, because he's a comedian. You don't expect that. But God works through people in mysterious ways. He's awesome. But before I bring him on the show, and I know you want to hear him, it's awesome. We have a great time. Just want to let y'all know for a second, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it helps the show so much if you drop us a 5-star rating. You can also subscribe to the podcast so you hear our next episodes. And those of you on Spotify, like me, if you're on Spotify, you can subscribe, or actually I believe it's called follow for Spotify. You can follow for future episodes. Not only that, I want you guys to have a way to be more involved with this show in a very special way, and that's why we started a mailbag.
Yeah, this is something pretty new.
It's kind of new.
Yep, it's at frickfrackpodcast@gmail.com. Send in your questions, and we'll answer them on the show.
You guys can send in your questions. Ask about anything in life, in church, in food, in whatever. I will try my best to answer it. My advice, I don't know, might be terrible.
A little shoddy. Can't guarantee anything. But if you're curious what we might say, again, it's frickfrackpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, send in
your questions.
It'll be a great time. And now, without further ado, let me go ahead and welcome Tim Shropshire onto the show. All right, well, Timothy Shropshire himself is on the show today. The presence of the Almighty God is here. I can feel it. I know that He is here. He's got his dance moves going. Look at that. Look at him go. Look at him. He's vibing. He's straight vibing on the podcast.
It's really good to have you, Tim.
Hey, man. Good to be on. Thank God for technology, though.
Oh, yeah. Thank God for technology putting us together. Talking about things I feel blessed for. Tim, I don't know if you remember this, but a while ago I drove up to your place. He was kind enough to let me stay with him. I recall specifically when I was there, I slept on a bed there for 2 nights, and I did not know.
2 nights.
It was an air mattress. I didn't even know.
Come on, man.
That's how good of an air mattress it was. And then, Tim, I asked you to send me the details. She did. She got to go. I said, send me the details. I want to buy one of these air mattresses, and you still haven't sent it. But that's okay. That's okay. I was like, this is a dope.
So what kind of air mattress is this, Tim?
Man, I don't know. I leave all that stuff up to my wife because if it was up to me,
smart man,
Taylor he'll been staying on some bathroom tiles, So, but she was like, we have to do it right for Taylor. She got him some little plush, I don't know. I think Taylor was sleeping better than us. But I don't even know what kind it is. It's fancy too,
bro.
So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming because now we got a fancy. And we ain't let it out yet. It's still
still there. That's how good of an air mattress it is. It hasn't deflated. That
was the girls' playroom. It was like, are we gonna move the bed? Like, no, we ain't moving the bed. I'm glad you came through. That was legendary, man. It's legendary, man.
Yeah. So why did you go down there in the first place, Taylor?
Well, we had. I don't know if you remember this, Tim. I think you do, and I believe you're probably still eating these. But Chick-fil-A for a short while was testing a new product. Are they still testing it, Tim?
They still tested it, and I'm still approving it.
I'm still mad then. They're trying out these new spicy chicken strips. They're absolutely delicious. Everyone's going to hop in the comments and say they've had them for forever. Shut up, y'all. I ain't even hearing it. I ain't even hearing it. Yeah, exactly. They're brand new spicy chicken strips, and they also had what I believe to be one of the greatest tasting things in my life that I've ever tried, period, which was a spicy chicken strip biscuit. Me and Tim tried it together. Now, you're telling me it's still there, Tim?
It's still in the building. It's still there. They still testing. And check it. They are doing, do y'all have fish sandwiches up there?
Yeah, we have fish sandwiches. The Chick-fil-A I went to today had fish sandwiches, and I almost bought one and tried it.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It's because all the Catholics. Yeah, it's all the Catholics during Lent.
They're rocking out over there. But yeah, so we still got the spicy biscuit, the spicy tenders, the whole nine. So I still haven't gone back for the spicy grill. So I've been rocking with them biscuits.
I can imagine. I ate one of the normal spicy biscuits this morning. If we had those spicy biscuits here, oh my goodness, my bill! I wouldn't be able to pay my bills. I'd be there every morning. It'd be ridiculous. That's what would be going to happen. But Tim, so lately I can't help but notice. I cannot help but notice you've been doing some dope stuff, Tim. You've been doing your tour, which first of all has been successful for a while. The God Family Chicken Wings tour. If he happens to be in any of y'all's city, check it out.
Look him up.
I just say look him up. Second of all, you recently headlined a comedy club all by yourself. You headlined a whole show.
All by myself.
All by himself. Him and the Lord, which I wish I could see a full show of that. Do you have like the whole thing recorded by chance?
I do.
He does. He's going to release it. You see that face, guys? That's the face of you're going to have to pay to see it. I hope he does. I hope he charges for it because I bet it's worth every penny.
We filmed it. We filmed the Greensboro one. So I did the Greensboro Comedy Zone in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I did the Greenville Comedy Zone. So I headlined both of those. And so I did like a 55-minute set in Greenville. The next night for Greensboro, I was on stage for hour and 24 minutes.
Whoa!
Wow. So just had fun, man. Just telling my life on stage, and the people were rocking with me, stood up for me when I got done. So that was a blessing, man. Bought some merch, all that good stuff. So and then the cool thing, the club was really pleased at the numbers. It was a Thursday night. So for my first time headlining in North Carolina, the comedy club, that was really big, and so they kind of they're like, hey, you can sell tickets like this, you can come in back anytime you want. So we're gonna be back real soon, headlining on the weekend. So it was cool. I needed it because I've been doing churches all my life, or all my comedy life, as far as doing stand up. So I kind of was a little nervous, like, man, will these jokes, can they transcend in the comedy clubs? And man, it rocked, man.
So you don't really change your approach, Tim, from church to club?
No, I like how Michael Jr. puts it. Michael Jr. is a comic as well.
Great guy.
Based out of Texas. He says he wants his comedy to be clean enough for a church, but funny enough for a comedy club. So I feel like I kind of kept that same approach. And so being laid back in a comedy club, be able to tell my jokes, tell my stories, and they were rocking with me, I was like, man, let's go. So,
dude, if I would have been any less far than an 8-hour distance, I would have pulled up. I
know you would.
I would have been.
You
there.
Drove 8 hours for a biscuit.
Yeah, you would have.
Come on, man. Not fair. That is not fair. The credit card can handle one trip, not two. Oh,
we try to look out for you. We ain't want that was our biggest thing for you too when you came down. It was like, this dude done drove all the way down here. We're like, we don't want him spending too much money, man. I was like, this joker. I don't know who funding this trip for this dude.
Our patrons.
Our patrons on Patreon, which, by the way, patreon.com/Taylor Ransom. Y'all can support the show for as little as $1 a month. That's my plug for today.
There it is.
There's my plug.
All right.
That's the art of the plug right there.
There's the plug. I'm the king of the plug. That's what I am.
Come on, plug clean.
There it is. So, but anyway, Tim, again, yeah, it was so great being down there, man. Y'all were great hosts. I couldn't even believe it. It was still fun. I can't wait to go up there. I'm going to find some excuse to go up there again, my man.
Use your hot sauce yet?
I had, dude, I meant to show you. I actually have this. If you're not watching on video, you're missing this, but I still have my Carolina Panthers bag that you gave me. It's been in my room. I used some of the hot sauce, and I actually haven't opened this bottle of hot sauce yet. I've been using my other bottle. But this one I still have on lock for when the other one runs out.
Tell them
That's what I'm talking about.
Why you didn't open it.
I didn't open it because it's look. I'm gonna keep it real. I act like I'm real cool and everything, but at the base of myself, I'm still a Caucasian, a very Caucasian, and this is so spicy. When I put this on something, it's like one drop. It's nothing. This thing is. I'm tearing up right now. I haven't even opened the bottle. I mean, it's just like,
hey man, we had to show love, man. You was the first white man in my house staying overnight, so man, that was pretty cool. You got up in the morning, you didn't brush your hair. All you did was you said, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, I need gel and cocoa butter. That boy just whipped his hands through his hair. I was like, and went on out the door. I said, this boy is different. I said, the white life is different, man. I ain't lying, brother. It's different, man.
All right. Yeah. We can do the Justin Bieber hair flip.
So everything that was in your bag was all North Carolina favorites and North Carolina made. So hot sauce, even though it's Texas Pete, it was made in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The Krispy Kreme that you had based in North Carolina. Cheer wine is based in North Carolina.
I drank all the cheer wine, ate all the donuts. Those were gone day one. I didn't even get those. Didn't make it back to Louisville. They didn't make it.
Did you like the I was about to say brisket? Did you like the little biscuits my wife put in there? Dude,
I ate like half of those. I said, these are so good. And I knew who would like them. And that was my mom. And I said, Mom, I was over at my mom's place.
Because I was like, Mom. I'm kind of, that's like a British thing that she likes. So I ain't really into it like that. So I was wondering if you liked it or not.
They were good. They were like, I liked them because they weren't too sweet. It was like a cookie. Okay. But it wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm eating this real sugar thing now. It's like it was sweet. But I felt like you could eat that in the day and not feel like you were eating dessert.
Sounds like a scone.
Yeah.
It's kind of that kind of vibe.
It was something.
You can tell he's
Tim's
not
still
the biggest
unsure
fan.
about it.
He's the biggest fan of his wife, not the biggest fan of the
cookies. I rock with their English breakfast though.
Yeah.
So those who don't know, my wife is from London, England, born and raised.
Really?
From London, England. So
yeah. She's a fantastic lady. I remember when I was staying up there. I went up there with her. She was like so nice, like so outgoing, so good. I was like, this woman's fantastic. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's her. That's her 90% of most Wednesdays.
Okay. All right. Dude.
Nah, she good people, man.
Dude, I remember when I was up there, I had to bring this out because this means so much to me. Some of my Caucasian friends I've ran this by, they don't know what I'm talking about.
He's talking about me.
I'm talking about Schaefer here, who I ran this by. I was like, dude, when I was up there in North Carolina, he introduced me to John P. Key. Yeah. I've got all his albums. I've got them right here. Yeah, every John P. Key album.
Yeah, we took him to the GOAT, man. Took him to the greatest of all time, the gospel legend John P. Key, man.
Can't beat him. Can't beat him.
When you said I made it out, when you started singing this song, I was like, man, let's make it happen. So we called him, and then Pastor Key was like, man, swing that boy by the church, man. Give him all my CDs.
Dude, it was so awesome, Johnathan, because I was in Tim's house here, and he's like, "What's your favorite music? Your favorite song?" And I was like, "I like old gospel stuff. I like stuff I heard in church growing up." And I started singing, "I made it out. I made it out all right."
I was like, what?
And he was like, hold on a second.
Man, I was looking for some Bethel music or something to come out of you.
He was expecting me to come out with like Oceans.
What I'm telling you. Dude, I was like, man, this dude, how you know John P. Key like this?
You know, Tim, you guys are very different people, but you guys are kindred spirits. I knew that as soon as you guys met.
Yeah, we are, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was so cool though, because I was at his place. It is such a flex. This man FaceTime John P. Key. Like nothing. He just picks up his phone. He's like, yeah, you want to talk to John P. Key? Like, here he is. I was like, what? Man, you're calling who now? Like, what?
Nah, that is more so John P. Key than me, man. He just that type of person. When
he is.
When he rock with you, he rock with you, man. So it ain't nothing but love with that dude, brother. So he been looking out for me since I was, since I was really young in this comedy. So and so he's a phenomenal dude. So what you see is what you get. So imagine that. So if he treated you like that and you're a stranger to him, imagine how he treats you when he knows you.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's just man, this dude is wild, bro.
Yeah,
this dude is wild, man. But I'm glad you got that. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm glad you got that. That was cool. And we got you some grits too.
I did. So, I tried grits. That was one of my favorite videos.
That was my favorite video from your guys' trip.
He loved the grits.
Taylor looked so out of his element. I loved it.
Yeah, he ordered grits and macaroni and cheese. I said, you can't get no whiter than that, man. I got wings over there and collard greens. I said, this dude got grits and mac and cheese. Come on, brother. And right before that, he had ice cream. So I was like, this dude's tripping, man.
I did. I got ice cream. Well, I got a brownie ice cream sundae.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I was like, this boy wilding out in North Carolina.
I couldn't help myself. Yeah, when in Rome, I couldn't help myself. So, man,
that was cool, man.
Dude, I really admire a lot of the stuff you've been doing lately. I couldn't help but notice on social media. I believe you opened for Kev on Stage. Is that correct, sir?
Man. Oh, that's another one of the homies, man. Kev on Stage is really dope, man. He's been rocking with me for the last few years, and when he comes in town, he always hits me up to rock out on the show with him. So we was at a Raleigh Improv, and it was just cool how, going back to what I was saying before about me headlining, a month ago at the Comedy Zones, that really prepared me to get into the Raleigh Improv, because all his tours that he's doing right now, he's on about like 50-something dates, and all those are at comedy clubs. So
yeah,
it's cool how like God works. Like, it was just prepping me for that. So I did about a 15 minute set there on both nights of his tour, and I'm actually headed back to that particular comedy club this Sunday.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, man, so. You heard of Jeff Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm opening up for Jeff Allen.
Whoa!
And so I'll on Sunday, this on the 15th.
Wow.
So.
Well, Tim has on lock all the famous people I wish I could hang out with.
Man, look, if I get some of that famous people money, man, I'll be all right.
That's the truth right there.
We'll be all right, man. So it's just faith walking this thing, bro. Just faith walking this thing on out. You just never know. We got this thing. We got it planned out, but I mean, you know how he do.
We got it planned out, but he got the plan. The master plan. Brother. He got it. He knows what he's doing.
Brother.
So Tim, you're in the comedy game.
Yes, sir.
Where do you get your inspiration for the things that you do your stand-up comedy? Like, what makes you laugh? What stories do you draw inspiration from?
I don't know, man. Where I get my stories from, to be honest with you, it's just life happenings. I talk about how I had to with my wife and in the real. So I talk about real life stuff. So people thinking like, is he joking? Like, no. So my wife got into an accident a few weeks back. And she called me and told me she got in an accident. That thing, like, it blew me away. Like, oh my God, my wife and my kids got in an accident. And I went downstairs to go get the keys to go to this, wherever the scene was. But my wife took both keys, so I had to go run.
Oh man!
I had to go run, and I got a story about how I love my family so much, when my body was like, bro, you too fat to go see your family right now. So I'm in the middle of the street, like ribs hurting, sweating, and, looking for Gatorade bottles, and so my neighbor saw me running. So my neighbor came and picked me up and dropped me off.
Oh, man.
And so my wife was like, "Dang, you got here so fast." She said, "How you get here?" I pointed to my neighbor. My neighbor had already left and went back to the house. And so I was like, I ran. And so,
smooth.
And so I do that story on stage. I'm real dramatic with it. And so literally, man, I just draw my inspiration from telling real life stories, and because it's authentic. And you probably put a little messages involved in it, because it's all this whole little bit that I do about losing weight and being too big to pick up my keys outside of Sam's. So I call it Uber, because I can't grab my key, but or driving, trying to change lanes with a short neck, it's tough, you trying to change lanes at the last minute and your chin hit your shoulders, so it's scary when you got to take an exit, but you hear that tractor trailer come on the right side of you. You're like, oh Lord, I got to take these exits in faith. So, people be like, man, how you write this stuff? No, I lived it. So I'm about dying.
It's happened to me.
Forward. Like,
I didn't make this up. You think I want this to happen?
Short, man. So I just draw my inspiration from really just taking my life, putting it, and just sharing it on stage and bring the best of it. There are a few. It's hard, especially when in regards to laugh sometimes at other comics, because you're in this like critique mode so much. Mm-hmm. You're studying their timing, and you're sometimes in awe where some people could be laughing. You're like, oh man, I like how he did that. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't really feel that. So I just study a lot, just concepts, material, and timing and cadences and stuff. So yeah, man, that's me.
It's a whole art.
There's a whole art to it. People don't realize. People think stand-up comics, they like walk up on stage and then they just say some stuff and then they get paid.
Funny man be funny.
Exactly. That's exactly what it ain't like that.
It's a rhythm, man. It's a timing. And when you find your groove, man, you can do anything. When you can find like if you listen to Jim Gaffigan, that's why Jim Gaffigan is able to do 5, 6, 7 hours of comedy, or material that he puts out, because he has a cadence. So he can win by talking about anything, because they love it. They don't just love his comedy, like they love his cadence. They love his style. Mm-hmm. So he can win at anything, man. So when you find your groove, man, run with it. So.
Yeah, dude. Now, Jim Gaffigan, that man, he can just talk about it. He can go to the restaurant and just talk for 7 hours. That'd be his show.
Man, there's so much food in here. Exactly. He's cool, man. He make it so easy. But you're right. But he makes it seem like it's so easy.
Yeah, no, it's not. Like, it's not. It's years and years and years of work and heartache.
Mm-hmm. True, can be.
So, man, you're doing all that, plus you've been touring for a while. You've had your God Family Chicken Wings tour for a little while now, man. I'm interested to know, because for me, I'm a bachelor. I'm considering doing a tour. I've been booking some events for the summer and things like that. It's pretty good. I like where it's going. But I'm a bachelor. I'm 100%. I have no strings on me. That's how I was able to pick up and drive to North Carolina and point in 5 minutes because I decided to. Like, I can do that.
He came to me. He's like, hey, you want to go to North Carolina?
I tried to get him to go with me.
You did get up and go.
And he was all like, I have a job. I have stuff I have to do.
It was kind of straightforward. I was like, I kind of have a job. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of tied up. The podcast ain't paying all the bills yet. So, that's where we're at. But anyway, my point is you have a great, fantastic family. I love your wife. I love your kids. It's awesome. Yeah. How does that work when you're doing all this stuff? You're opening for Kev on stage. You got your own tour, headlining your own comedy clubs. You're doing all this kind of stuff. How do you balance all that with the family dynamic? I feel like that would be like I love a good buffet, but that's too much on my plate, okay, if I'm just going to be honest here.
Man, it goes back to purpose, man, and making sure y'all hear the term stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. So I'm just staying in my lane, and in the lane that I have are really almost lanes that I have. So my road can't be too big, you know. It may look big to others, but it's really just 3-lane highway, bro. You know, that's all it is. And we just moving it. We just moving on all of them. So just making sure, number one, that I'm husband and I'm dad at home, you know. And so, and we decided to immerse my entire self into comedy. So whereas, you know, we put everything into it. So I don't have time to do other stuff, you know, and then, you know, we do speaking, you know, content creating with the videos and all that good stuff. So that creates a whole other lane, whatever. But really just staying focused. That allows me to be dad, be husband, be the comedian, be touring. And the biggest testament goes to back with what you just mentioned earlier. My wife, man. My wife's so dope, bro. My wife, man, if, you know, when I was just a security guy working in the hospital, you know, my wife is the one who spoke into my life. I was like, man, she said, I don't know what it is, but I see you traveling. I see you traveling. This is when I was 22 years old, working security, falling asleep at work, you know. You know, she was like, man, I see you traveling. And then fast forward to now, man, we doing what she envisioned. And so, but knowing that she was on board with everything, and also one, that she's on board, but also she's also like my eyes as well too. So she sees like, hey, you doing too much. You know, hey, make sure you just doing this right here. Don't do too much. When you're leaving the house, make money, go get it. But don't be, but when you out, but you know, and then when you home, man, be present. Let your feet be where you are. Let your mind be where you are. And so that helps me. So even though I'm on social media, you know, give social media its place. You know, give filming its place, because if it's everywhere, then it's going to bleed over on the family, bleed over on family time, on spiritual time, on daddy-daughter time, and chilling my son time. So just putting things into its place. And then, you know, so just being intentional with our time. So that's the biggest thing for us, man. Just being intentional with our time and priority, staying in my lane, bro.
Staying in your lane. Tim,
staying in my lane.
Something I love about you is you're so able. First of all, I admire the way that you have structured your life and the way you're talking about this stuff. Like for me, it's not like that at all. Like videos have spilled over into every aspect of my life. I'm not sure it's good. I should probably take more of your approach.
Make sure you listen to this podcast, Taylor.
Again. All right.
Man, but I look at it like this. I mean, yes, you could be super organized, but you know, right now, if I were you, I would keep on doing what you're doing. Like you mentioned, you can get up and go. You can, like, there's nothing really, you know, restraining your time, you know? So, man, you can make one video a week, or you can make 10. So like, man, let's put them out there, because you know how in this world that we're in, especially in this content creating world, you never know which one hits. Man, just throw them out there. Just put them out and have fun with it, because you probably can't get this time back. Yeah. So just have fun with it. Create, develop. So now, because you also got to see now, like now I found my groove now, but this is 10 years of me doing comedy though.
Wow.
So people got to realize that, you know. So it wasn't like this when I was, you know, started. It was rocky. You know, I was making $50 a show, you know, and a lady told me, she was like, that's more than what we can afford. I thought you was going to do like 35. I said, oh, Jesus. Come on. And I was like, I knew I charged this lady too much, you know. And so we didn't have our fair share of just growth and growing pains. And so yeah, man, if I was you, man, I just go crazy. Just wild out, bro. Wild out.
I feel like Johnathan told you to say this stuff, because it's exactly the same stuff he tells me. Did he tell you?
He texted me. He said, "Get on him." No, I'm joking.
I've been encouraging Taylor a lot lately, just because, you know, Taylor is his own worst enemy when it comes to making his videos. But I mean, kind of like, I don't think of myself as Taylor's wife, in any way. But just as you have your wife.
In a way.
But just as you have your wife that kind of, like grounds you, like you're a team,
Yeah.
And
but you hit it on the head. Yeah, that's it.
And so, I mean, even if like you are Tim Shropshire, like you are the brand Tim Shropshire, and Taylor is the brand Taylor Ransom. But it does take a team, and
it does. It takes multiple people.
Yeah,
and that's what my wife is. She's that team, and I have to always look at that. And I can't look at her as just my wife, and like so I could take it personal sometimes. Like, man, that's just my wife telling me this because she want me home. Or, no, she's coming as if she was a team member. You know what I'm saying? If she's coming in because she believes the brand, she's gonna tell me to put up that content. Wear this on stage. Don't always wear a suit. Put some Jordans on. I don't wear Jordans. Put some Jordans on, boy. Or just so much more, man. So, but I am who I am as a comic because of my wife, who she is in my life, and somebody. I feel like somebody in comedy needs that person. Everybody needs an Esther. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So, but everybody's Esther may not be their wife or their spouse.
Might be somebody else.
And so it could be a good friend, could be a best friend, however. So, that's needed, bro.
Well, Tim, you're so encouraging. I love you're encouraging this so much. One thing that from you again that inspires me so much is how, one, I know you from the time I've spent with you, which hasn't even. I mean, I spent a few days with you. We talked a little bit over the phones a few times, that kind of thing. But I haven't known you that long. But I know for a fact from the time I've been with you, and I sound real churchy here, but you're a man of God, a man of the Bible. And
I sure is.
I know you are for a fact, but yet in your faith, in your beliefs and all that, you are still completely making inroads into mainstream comedy entertainment. And you don't even think of it like that. You just go after your talent. You go after your craft. You're doing what God's called you to do. But yet you're able to maintain that faith. Not only maintain that faith, but I got a feeling you probably communicated in some interesting ways to mainstream audiences, which is something I'd like to do. So how does that at all, when you go out to do comedy, do you think to yourselves, oh, I got to say this, or I got to communicate this, or maybe I should say this like this? Or are you just like totally doing your thing? Like when you go to do it, how do you balance that faith and that I believe you probably have a desire to communicate the gospel to people, but yet also you're a comedian. That's what you do. So how do you balance that?
There's not really no balance to it. It's just comedy or stand-up in itself. The art of stand-up is really unique, and because you are by yourself, it is presenting to people basically who you are or the character that you want to portray. The cool thing about me, I'm not trying to portray a character. I'm just being who I am. So even a lot of people who see me that are when I'm not in a church doing comedy or doing whatever, they're like, dude, man, how are you able to stay so clean? I'm like, I'm just being me, bro. Like if I was trying to be, we was talking about this the other day. I was like, man, I was telling somebody like, man, if I went out there and start cussing and talking about doing this to my wife or doing these girls and calling girls outside their name, people who know me would look at me and be like, bro, who you?
Yeah.
So I just really try to authentically be myself. And so going back to my upbringing, how I am with my wife. So like when I get on stage, I always talk about how good my wife is, and versus talking about how bad she is. Because most comics get up there and talk about how they got her. My girl ain't doing nothing. She ain't done nothing. Whatever. She can't cook. Whatever. And that makes the laugh. I go there like, man, like my wife cooks so good. Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it just. It is another vibe. Everybody's been hearing that. And people don't think, I told this to my 7-month-old son. I told him, even though he didn't understand nothing I said, but we were joking because me and Johnathan talking earlier. My son's videos went viral the other week, but him jumping in the bouncy, and so it's like, it's like over 800,000 views in a few days. It's killing.
Okay,
it's killing.
Tim, real quick, just describe this video real quick before you go into the rest of your. What is this video?
So the video is my son. My wife bought a bouncing toy, but the bouncing toy is And it's not just a bouncing toy, it's bouncing instruments. So it's a piano, drums, guitar, flute, everything, all that. So when he jumps, it all makes noise.
Bruh. T. Big T. Tim. We can't hear the TV.
And so I had a video of like, bruh, it's like, be quiet. I can't hear the TV. And this dude, this dude can go 4 hours nonstop, bruh. Like, I'm like, dude. So I was like, I'm about to throw the thing in the trash. So,
I saw that video too. You wouldn't put it by the dumpster, by the trash
can.
Did.
I had second thoughts. So I brought it back inside. But I put that video out. But I told him, and I was like, I said, little Tim, and I made a video to him that I just made for him, and I was like, hey man, you went viral on your video jumping, but the cool thing about it, you went viral being who you are. You didn't have to be. I said, so I want you to always remember. That's why I made in the video just for him, so he can play back one day. And I was like, hey, I always know this. You can make it being who you are and being true to you. And I was like, and so, because that's what I live by. And like, if I got to make it being somebody, somebody different, it's going to be fake. It's going to be false. It's like, at the end of the day, going back to what you said before, how do you balance family? That's almost how I balance the family, because I go home being me. I don't go home being a lie. Like, I go home and I can lay in the bed with my wife and she can say, it's good to have you home. Not saying to the point where she don't have to say like, man, you're one thing out there, bro. I'm who I am, man. And so I don't gotta flip those switch and code switch. Nah, bro. Like, I'm just me, and that's the beauty of it. So having parents who had me raised in the church, who show great character, who I credit my parents, because what I saw in the pulpit is the same thing that I saw when I got home. It was no like, you saw somebody in church, this day and they beating their wife the next day at home. That's what ministered to me more than anything. So it just kind of helped me to be who I am. So what you see is what you get from me. I'm in the grocery store. I'm getting something to eat. I'm speaking to the person in the drive thru. How you doing, baby? You do all right? You good? You did anything? And they brought me, I'm fine. I'm good to go, young man. But that messed them up. Well, my theory is ain't nobody spoke to these waiters and waitresses all day, and these first people at the drive thru, ain't nobody talked to them. They just got their food and then gave them their money and left. Yeah. So my thing is, I'm just me. I speak to you. And that's but at the end of the day, you look at my dad, he the same way. He'll talk to anybody. He get to talk. You like, hey, Dad, you got to wrap it up, Dad. You talking too long, But that's just who we are. So I think the biggest thing is, going back to your question, is more so I'm just myself, man. And if I can't win, if I can't make it in an arena being myself, then I'm not gonna try to change it up. I can't. I can't live with that, man. So that's just me.
Me and Taylor, we're both PKs, and so you're a PK as well. You're a pastor's kid.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, man. All day. My granddaddy a pastor and everything, man.
Wow.
I'm the only one in the family that ain't preaching.
Hey, you got a different kind of platform.
That's what I said. I was like, hey man, we gonna minister in another type of way. So
yeah. As a PK myself, I will say, being fake is one of the most off-putting things.
Oh yeah.
When you see leaders that are one way and then you go behind closed doors and they're another. And I will say that's the one thing that my dad, he walked it out.
He did.
He would walk it out on the pulpit and then behind closed doors. And a saying that my dad always says is, "We live in a glass house."
Yeah.
I think every pastor's kid has heard that quote. But he lived his life like everyone was watching, because when you're a leader, you kind of have to walk that walk, because when people leave the church, they don't leave in a vacuum. They leave because they saw something, and most of the time it's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And so that's something huge that we gotta watch out for.
True.
Same
thing.
Your daddy walked it out.
Yeah. My dad did too. No, the way if he yelled at any other kids, he yelled at me the same way.
Yeah.
For the same stuff. Same stuff with my dad. He taught me the same stuff. So anyway, Tim, it's been great having you on the show, man. This has probably been one of my favorite episodes we've done. Easily one of my favorite episodes we've done.
You've been so transparent and so insightful.
Yeah, so insightful. Let me ask you one more question. I don't mean to just throw questions at you. But what advice?
Throw them at me, man.
Throw them. Yeah,
throw me 6 more.
Tim did a comedy show for an hour and a half, and now he's like, I can do anything.
He's chilling.
He's like, we've been on here for 36 minutes. Like, what kind of amateur podcast is this? But no. So what advice, Tim, would you give to me or anyone else who's inspired as a Christian to break into the entertainment industry or stand-up comedy or whatever sphere of influence they're trying to get into? What advice would you give to them?
A few. So going back to what I said before, of be yourself, be who you are, stay true to what your gut feeling says. We have the upper hand and the advantage because we had a spirit leading us. So listen to that spirit, listen to that inner man. On the practical side, come on, somebody.
I receive it.
I receive it.
On the practical side is, I would say, back to the same thing I said to you earlier too, was go get it, man. Go get it. Because I think the issue is sometimes we wait too late to go get it. Like, I don't want Taylor to go get it when he 35 and got 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? True. Like, you know, I gotta go get it now. I got the kids. Like, no. I want our people who when they discover they have a gift or a talent, to run with it. Yeah. Don't look back. And don't be fearful of messing up. Because look, you're gonna mess up either way. It's all good. But the fact that you running, you're saying, I know I will mess up, I know I may trip, I know I may fall, as long as I get up and keep on moving. As long as I get up and keep on, like, it's gonna be hiccups. And that's the only way you're gonna learn. That's the only way you're gonna develop. That's the only way you're going to, like, be able to like switch that wire in on the inside of you. So I feel like if we just do it, I think a lot of Christians talk about it. And very few do it. That's why you see churches falling by the wayside, because the vision is there, but people don't carry that thing.
Yeah.
And if we just get up and do what we say we gonna do, man, we gonna be all right. So make those goals. Yes, write the vision, make it plain. But bro, when you made it plain, go get it.
That's right.
And put like go all the way out. I believe God blesses that. You know, God blesses that faith, because God knows you scared. And if you, like I heard somebody say, if you scared, it's cool. Just run scared. Like, just go.
I like that.
Because you scared, go harder.
Yeah.
Because you scared, run faster.
Yeah.
You know, and then get on the other side of that fear. And then you'll look back on it and you're like, man, dude, like, so whatever your fears are, whatever your worries are, man, you know, that's beautiful, because you know there's a wall there. So go tear it down.
Amen.
And go be who God called you to be. And so I believe God honors that. So I just want, any artist, any entertainer, whatever it is, don't box yourself in. Don't just try to don't make music. Don't make comedy for Christians. Don't make music for Christians. Make music for music. Make music. Make comedy for comedy. And yes, have a standard for it. Because a lot of times we try to think for other Christians. Oh, let me tell this joke because I think they're gonna prove it. No, man, make it like God will clean it up. If it ain't right, you got enough people on your team to be like, okay, now that joke was off. Like, so I don't try to make my jokes to please Christians. I try to make sure it's pleasing to God first.
That's good. I like that.
And it may not be a church joke. It may just be a life joke. And that's what I do. I just tell my life. So that's why people talking about the Kanye West album. I feel like a lot of people listen to that. I believe a lot more a lot of people want to make music like that, but they was like, oh, this type of music probably won't be accepted in the church.
Yeah, that's true.
But then it takes somebody outside the church to make the music. Then now they playing in the church.
Yeah,
and so people are frustrated, like, oh, so you mean I could have made that music? Dude, stop boxing yourself in. Be who you are. Like if it's contrary to his will, contrary to what he to his word, you know what I'm saying? That's different. But stop trying to do something that's going to please a body. Just create it.
Right, yeah. And if you're doing something that's contrary to the will of God, he's going to let you know. He's going to let you know.
Man.
You're going to hear about it.
You're going to know about it. It says, my sheep hear my voice.
Come on, man. So man, just put it out there. Just create it. Just put it out there and allow him to. And trust me, the cool thing about it when you create this, that's probably videos you have made that it was funny to you, but then you get ready to upload it, you're like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that ain't gonna work. You know,
I make like one of those a day.
So I mean, so it's all good. God got your back, man. And as long as your heart is pure and what you're trying to create, because you never know who it's going to impact. God didn't call us to be, light to the light, man, light to dark places, bro. So just whatever you do, just do it with excellence, do it with all your might.
That's right.
And don't give up. Be consistent with whatever you have, and don't allow fear to just bombard the mind, man. Like this, you got to kill it and keep it moving, man. So,
dude, that blessed
that's
me.
The biggest thing.
That blessed me incredibly, and I hope all of y'all who are listening or paying or watching have been taking notes, paying attention to this. This man's a whole comedian. I actually think he's a prophet myself, but he won't accept. He won't accept that title.
You know what, Taylor? I think this is confirmation that you're supposed to make that gospel album you've been teasing.
I make jokes all the time that I'm going to release an album in 10 years.
I don't think he's joking, Tim. He keeps on talking about it. He keeps on talking
obedient.
I'm trying to pick up the musical talent and ability, and if I can,
bro, man, you gifted, man. You're naturally funny, man. You gifted, man, and like we talked before too, man. There's the cool thing is that you accepted that call in your life to do what you do, and like we talked before, there are not a lot of people who are in this space, even though it kind of looks like there is a lot, but when you look at who's really like in it, then a lot of people in that space. So fill it up, bro.
I'm trying.
Man, it's there for you, man. It's there for you, man. So keep on having fun. People love your work. And,
thank you, man. Appreciate that.
And just keep on, and you're young with it, man. So man, just have fun with it. Go all out. You got a great dude on the other side of you right there. That believes in you. That also lets you know that you purpose to do it. When God places, someone beside you that has a kindred spirit that you like.
Now I'm gonna have to go buy him a meal after this or something.
Yeah,
you're talking like
have to, man. You gonna have to.
Taco Bell, baby.
There's a lot. There are a lot of people who are walking alone because they ain't called for it, man. So
that's true.
That's good.
When God places somebody that's going to really push you to the next level, man, take that as a blessing. Don't take it for granted, So
no, that's actually something I thought about. I meant to tell you the story like a couple days ago.
Really?
I started praying in the morning.
Maybe a prophet.
And I started praying in the morning, and like this whole thing that we do, Frick Frack, Taylor Ransom, all the videos, it came up in my mind. I'm like, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Like I know I moved to Louisville for a job in Louisville. I met Taylor after. I didn't move to Louisville for Taylor. That just kind of naturally happened. And as soon as I asked that question, and Taylor knows I'm not a morning person.
He's not.
This
not
is
even
at
remotely.
6 a.m. I get a DM from Taylor right after, and it's the hands up emoji, the praise emoji. And I was like, you know what? I think that's confirmation that,
Let's go.
I think that's confirmation that,
Were they white hands or yellow hands?
They were yellow hands.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Kept it neutral.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so, I mean, God's looking out for us.
Well, how about that?
Come on, man.
Ain't he doing it?
Hey. And that's dope. That's dope, man. Don't take it for granted. Run with that thing. And I always every person you see is great that's out here, man. They number 2 is so dope, man. And if it's not for that number 2, man, there would be really no number 1. So man, so this we always look at the Kobe and the Shaq and the Jordan and the Pippen. Like that. Like, man, that number 2 is everything.
That Elijah and Elisha.
Amen.
The Moses and the Aaron.
Go off.
Come on now.
Come on, preach it.
I'm telling you, and it's real, man. You see it in
Barnabas.
business. You see it in it's needed, man.
All right, man.
So,
well, let me ask you this, Tim, because everybody is so tuned in right now. They paying attention. Everyone that's made it to this far in the podcast, they're 100%.
They're zoned.
Tim,
what up, people that made it this far?
Where can they find you? What should they look for? Should they go to a website? Where are you going touring next? How can the people come in and hear more from you? And his comedy's fantastic. I'm gonna personally go mess up any of y'all that are in one of his cities that don't go see one of his shows. I will drive to wherever you are.
He will do it.
Come on. Yeah, he will drive. Don't you got a biscuit? He'll be there. Well, they can find me one on the Frick Frack Show.
Hey.
I don't know, this episode 560. But no, man, you can find me Instagram, Facebook at Tim Shrop Comedy. So it's TIMSHROP Comedy. So on all social media platforms, YouTube, type in Tim Shrop Comedy, Google Tim Shrop Comedy or Tim Shropshire. It don't matter. And then my website, timshropcomedy.com, has all the dates on there, but I put it on every platform as well too. So the tour, so where's next? Next we'll be in the Virgin Islands at the end of this month. We'll be in March, so end of March, and then we go to LA. In April, we do Lumberton, North Carolina. We head to Topeka, Kansas. We go to Woodbridge, Virginia. We go to Augusta, Georgia. We go to Queens, New York. So there's a few spots we go to.
Tim International.
I'll be in Dallas in a little bit, or Plano, Texas, whatever. So,
well,
we're a little bit everywhere.
He is. You give Tim 5 years, he's going to be doing shows in China. He's going to be over in other countries.
I ain't going to China right now.
Not right now. That's true. Not right now. On that Corona.
I Skype.
He'll Skype call China.
Skype into a comedy club.
Well, if any of y'all want to book Tim, he's available over Skype.
Skype.
Tim, thank you so much for being on this show, my friend. It's been an absolute honor. I have loved every second of it.
Hey, man, love everybody, man. I love y'all, man. Don't even know y'all. So, this big black brother with no neck in North Carolina, love y'all. So, if y'all, and because since Taylor, if you friends with Taylor, you friends with mine. So, if you ever in North Carolina, holler at me. I got some hot sauce, some chill wine, and some
and a really good air mattress.
For whoever, hit me up. We'll get you some grits as well, too, if y'all want some. So, I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth.
Well, everybody, that was Tim Shropshire. If that is your first time meeting him, like I said earlier, I completely highly advise and encourage you to go check out his social media. It was fantastic having him on the show. Johnathan, any thoughts?
I mean, that dude is so full of like insight. I mean, I was just taking it all in. I forgot we were doing a podcast at one point. I'm like, oh yeah, I should make sure the audio's going and the video's going. But
he's give me a second. Let me get my phone. I gotta write down. I gotta voice memo record this.
I'm gonna make sure I listen to this podcast.
Oh man, no, he can have you laughing 1 minute and then sewing into you in the next. Dude, having Tim on the show. This is one of my favorite interviews we've done yet.
Yeah, I mean, easily. He's making you laugh. And you're like, wait, that was kind of deep. you got to do a double take.
You got to do a double take. That's his whole thing. But man, having him on the show, I hope he comes back again.
Yeah, we really need to have him on again in the future. But if there's anyone that you would like to see on the podcast,
that's right.
Let us know. And one of the ways that you can contact us and be in contact with us is by contacting our mailbag. And that is,
I'm gonna make a jingle. Mailbag.
All right, is this how you get? Is this how your gospel album starts? You start with
we're gonna get a mailbag. Something like that. We'll get there.
Dude, maybe that's it. We should get a little what is that? The piano?
An organ?
An organ. Yeah.
This boy
I'm so sorry. I'm drawing a blank. I'm going off like 2 hours of sleep right now. So give me a break. Yeah, we get an organ. You debut your gospel.
My gospel album, which by the way drops in 2030. I've put that on
2030. Wow.
Everyone knows that my album drops in 2030. Everyone knows that.
So yeah, frickfrackpodcast@gmail.com. Send in your questions.
I'll answer them.
Yes.
We will answer them on the air. It may not be great advice. You can be asking about anything.
It almost certainly won't be.
But it'll be funny. It'll be a good time. Send in your questions or anything you'd like to ask us about. Also, for general information about the show, we'll get back to you as quick as we can. And if you have a suggestion for a guest, somebody you think we should have on, don't suggest your grandma. Okay, unless she's famous.
Yeah. If she got clout,
if she got clout, we can talk about it.
She got clout, make a mean chocolate chip cookie, we'll consider it.
Yeah, so suggest your guests, all that good stuff.
Suggest your guest. I like that.
Suggest your guest. We're here to serve you guys.
Maybe it's not a gospel album. Maybe it's a rap album.
Suggest your guest. We only take the best, so don't get mad if you only and we don't take the rest. I don't know how that works, but it rhymes. So accept it.
I can't edit that to be good.
Come on, man.
There's nothing I can do.
All right. Well, those of you who have listened and enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to drop us that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, and it helps even more if you write a 5-star review.
Oh, yeah. Leave a review. Just say, hey, great podcast, period. Or literally anything.
Yeah, literally anything. But those written 5-star reviews, those are what people are looking at when they're thinking about, do I pull the trigger on this podcast named Frick Frack? And so your review could be the thing to push someone over the edge.
That's right. Your response could determine the impact that this has on someone's life. There's someone right now who could be listening.
You say that.
There's someone right now that could receive their harvest because of your seed. Amen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a whole spiel there.
I felt that one.
He felt it. He about to fall out. If I had my hand over there, my hand could reach over there, I would touch him and it'd fall out. But anyway, if you're on Spotify as well, go ahead and follow so you can get that next episode. Apple, you can click subscribe. Apple's cooler, so they say subscribe instead of follow. Yeah. It's just an Apple thing. But anyway, thank you guys again for watching this show, leaving that review, sending it on the mailbag. Means so much to me and Johnathan, and it's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Until next time, God bless you.
Take it easy.
I love how we both awkwardly.
Yeah, why do we salute?
I don't know.